Manga-Waido.
My name is Shinya Daisuke. It's been 4 years since I graduated college. Work is going well, but a few months ago, I had quite the experience. It was all because of Saori, a girl I met when I was in my 3rd year of college.
My name is Sayori Takaishi. I hope we can get along.
She joined the club I was in as a new student. She's so cute. But considering her looks, I was sure everybody else was also interested in her. There was no way I could be with someone like that. I pushed my feelings for her deep inside my heart. And time went by. We had a wrap-up party at our club to celebrate the end of the year. I happened to be seated next to Saori that day, but I'm not very good at striking conversations, so it was hard to talk to her. Saori, on the other hand, was having fun talking to some of her friends. They talked about where they were going for vacation, fashion, celebrities, and then about fortune-telling. And then, this is what they started talking about.
People have always said that I have a strong connection to spirits. Like, you can see ghosts and visions of the future or something? Yeah, I get sleep paralysis a lot. Oh, and sometimes when I try to get out of it, I end up leaving my body. It's pretty scary.
What? I don't believe in ghosts. And isn't sleep paralysis just caused by too much stress or something?
Yup, you do get worried easily after all, Sayori. Yeah.
The other girls started teasing her, and so Saori stopped talking. That's when I decided to help her. I got sleep paralysis once too. It was pretty scary since I couldn't move at all.
You too, Shinya-senpai? I'm glad someone understands.
Ever since this conversation, Saori and I suddenly got closer to each other. We started talking a lot after this day. And then, on the day of my graduation, she asked me to be her boyfriend, which is how we started going out. But since I just graduated and got a new job, I didn't have a lot of free time, which is why we only went on dates on weekends. I was more than happy with that, though. Saori was good at having conversations, so being with her was really fun. She also talked about ghosts and spiritual stuff a lot.
This place has a really suffocating aura. There must be a ghost.
What?
It looks like ghosts frequent this place often. Can you feel the cold air?
Now that you mention it, I myself don't believe in ghosts, but my grandmother was one of those people who did. Which is why I didn't intend on saying ghosts don't exist just because I couldn't see them. I even found Saori cute, how she honestly believed in such things. Our relationship was going well, but after 2 years at my job, it was decided that I'd be relocated to a branch outside of Tokyo. You see, the company I joined after graduating college was the company run by my father. He told me to take charge of this provincial branch, where business wasn't going so well, and turn things around. Alright. Challenge accepted! I was excited to take on my new task, but this meant that I had to go into a long-distance relationship with Saori. It was the only thing I was unhappy about with my relocation. I might not be able to return for the next 2 to 3 years.
So you're finally starting your training as a future CEO?
You knew about that, Saori?
I overheard a friend of yours once talking about how you looked so busy since you were going to take on your father's company. I was prepared for something like this to happen.
I see. Sorry I have to leave you like this.
Don't worry about it. It's not like you're going abroad or anything. I know. You're probably going to get really busy from now on, so I'll go and meet you from time to time.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to go every week, but I think I can make once in every 2 weeks work. Oh, I better find a job though since I'll have to pay for the Shinkansen tickets.
I'll pay for your Shinkansen tickets!
Really?
Of course! I do work full-time after all.
Wow, thanks!
Just as she promised, Saori came to see me once every 2 weeks. The work I had to do at the provincial branch was harder than I expected, so I was thankful for Saori's presence. And then, a year after relocating, Saori graduated college. She also started living on her own after getting a job. Saori became busy herself after this, which meant we couldn't meet each other as often anymore. One day, I was asked to come to the company's headquarters for the first time in a while. I know. I'll go to Saori's apartment and surprise her. The apartment Saori started living in wasn't that far from the office. I went to the address she gave me after work, and came to the front door of her apartment. I couldn't help but imagine Saori's surprised look. I took out my phone and called her. Saori? It's me!
What? Shinya, what's the matter?
You see? I'm currently right in front of your apartment.
What? Seriously?
Yup. Did I surprise you?
You're such a prankster. I thought my heart was going to stop.
I bought a cake to celebrate your graduation. Can you open the door?
Oh, could you wait a moment though? I'm changing right now.
After a while, the front door of the apartment was opened, and Saori showed me into her room.
Welcome. It's so hot today.
Really? Nice house. I haven't talked to her in person for a while. Saori is acting a bit strange though. She looks like she has something on her mind. What's the matter? You don't seem like your usual cheerful self. Did you not feel well or something?
It's not like that. I'm just a bit nervous since we haven't seen each other in a while.
I see. Anyways, I brought one more surprise for you. It's not decided for sure yet, but I think I'll be able to move back here next year.
Really?
Yeah, and when I return, could you marry me? I took out the ring I was hiding until then, and Saori looked so surprised. You don't have to give your answer right away.
But I already made up my mind. I'm so happy right now. I've been waiting for you to propose to me for so long.
I'm glad you felt the same. Saori was the one who started the relationship between me and her. She asked me to be her boyfriend after I had spent 2 years trying to hide my feelings for her. Given my track record, I understand why Saori was worried about whether I would propose to her or not. Can I stay here for today?
What?
I won't insist though, since it's so sudden. That's when I heard a strange noise from behind. Huh? Did you hear something right now?
Really? You're probably just imagining things.
No. I'm pretty sure I heard something. We stayed in silence listening for a few seconds, which is when I started to hear cries from the bathroom. I'll go and see what it is.
No, you need to run, Shinya. I didn't want to say anything since I don't want to worry you, but recently I've been hearing strange voices around the house. I think a ghost is haunting this apartment.
A ghost?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a baby's ghost. If you stay here any longer, it might start haunting you as well, which is why you need to leave right away.
What? But Saori always had a strong spiritual connection, so it's not like I didn't believe her from the start. But this time, even I could hear it. I'll go and see what it is.
No!
Ha! I was a bit scared, but I gathered my courage and opened the bathroom door. Before me was... Greetings. What? What are you doing here? I was going to ask you the exact same thing. The man standing in front of me was crying for some reason while staring at me with anger. He was the one who was making the noise. Wait, Saori? Could you explain to me what's going on here?
Oh,
Who's this man in your bathroom? He doesn't look like a ghost. Do you know him?
he's a colleague from work.
And? Why is he here?
He said that the shower in his apartment wasn't working, so he asked me to lend him mine instead. I said no, but he forcefully came into my house and started using my bathroom.
Oh! Nothing about what you just said is true!
Shut up, Daisuke!
There's no way I'm going to just shut up! What's the meaning of this? Seeing all of this made me certain as to what was going on. I held back my rising anger and confronted Saori as calmly as I could. So you're saying that this man came into your house without permission, Saori?
Yeah, hurry up and leave, Daisuke!
Daisuke-san, if it's true that you went in without permission, then I'm going to have to call the police. But... No! I'm Saori's boyfriend! Who are you anyways? What's the meaning of this, Saori-chan? Why are you talking to him like I'm some sort of intruder?
Stop spouting nonsense! He isn't my boyfriend! You need to believe me, Shinya!
I didn't know you were the kind of person who would tell such hurtful lies, Saori-chan! Why didn't you tell me that you already had a boyfriend that you planned on marrying?
He's lying! He's just a delusional guy that thinks he's my boyfriend.
Shut up!
Okay.
I started feeling bad for him, so I decided to have him explain the situation himself. Apparently, Saori and Daisuke joined the company they work at the same time, and met each other during the training period. They started getting along with each other, and eventually started dating. I helped her move to this house. I was also seriously considering marrying her. Then why did you hide when I came into the house, if you didn't have anything to hide? Saori-chan told me that her father came, and that since he's a very strict person, he'd get mad if he saw me here. So... And then she told you to hide in the bathroom? So, I told her that I wanted to greet her father, that I wanted to tell him that I'm considering getting married with her. But then Saori-chan said, there's no way he's going to accept this. I just started living on my own, but he's going to make me move back if he finds out. So I kind of just agreed. I see. But I intended on explaining what was actually happening to her father if it seemed like he was about to find out. That's why I was listening the whole time. I was going to come out and talk if anything happened. Saori's excuses didn't make any logical sense, but this man's did. That's what he said. So, You intended on getting married with this man?
No, you're the one I truly love, Shinya. Do I really have to tell you that? You never proposed to me, so...
You didn't believe me?
That's not what I meant. I just thought it'd be best if I kept Daisuke as well, just in case. I had no idea you were gonna propose to me today.
So that means I was just backup to you? Who do you think I am? What happened after that was hell. It was like watching a cheap reality TV show, and I was a part of the scene. By that point, all I could do was laugh.
Anyways, I want to get married with Shinya. That was my dream all this time.
That's impossible now. Even you can understand that, right?
So you're gonna throw me away?
You make it sound like it's my fault. No guy would want to marry a woman who cheats on him like it's nothing.
Fine, I'll marry you instead then, Daisuke.
Huh? No thanks! Didn't you just pretend that I was a ghost? Not only that, but I was apparently just backup to you all this time. You think I can just forgive you for that?
But...
Daisuke-kun went to the bedroom and started getting dressed. Without thinking, I waited for him to finish. Let's go home then. Yep.
Wait!
It seemed like Saori was shouting something at us while we were leaving her front door. But I couldn't bother enough to listen anymore. We started walking together in silence. For some reason, neither would leave the other side. What a day. I'm exhausted. But if you look at this long term, meeting you by accident and finding out what kind of person she truly was might have been a good thing. Yeah, that's probably the healthiest attitude to take towards this whole situation. Why don't we go out for some drinks? Agreed. It's the only thing to do on a day like this. We entered an izakaya near the station and started drinking. But then, my phone started ringing. It's from Saori. I ignored her call, but then Daisuke's phone started ringing instead. After that, she kept calling our phones alternately. How annoying can she be? Let's just block her. I was just thinking the same thing! Just like that, we shut Saori out of our lives. For some reason, Daisuke and I got along with each other, and we exchanged contact information. We started seeing each other from time to time after that, to go out for some drinks. Saori, on the other hand, was pissed we blocked both her line account and her phone number, so she confronted Daisuke in person at the office. One of their other colleagues apparently saw the whole thing, and not before long, the whole office knew about Saori's cheating. People sympathized with Daisuke, but they all started treating Saori coldly after that. She found it difficult to stay at the company, which is why she quit before even spending a year there. According to a rumor I heard, Saori blamed a ghost for her misfortunes. Apparently, she now goes to meet famous fortune tellers from time to time, and gives them huge amounts of money to get rid of the ghost haunting her. It isn't the ghost's fault, Saori. You're the one causing the ghost problems by making it his or her fault. I never want to have to go through anything like this again. For the time being, I'll forget about romance, and focus on becoming a worthy inheritor of my father's company.
My name is Tomonori Yasuoka. I have a wife and 3 daughters. I've known my wife Kana since high school. Back at school, she was the center of attention and would always take part wholeheartedly in the culture festival. She's kept that energy into our marriage, and whenever it was someone's birthday, she'd prepare lots of food to celebrate. Ever since our daughters were born, she's made even more of an effort.
It's your mom's full course celebration special! Yay!
It looks so good.
The dish our daughters liked best was Kana's amazing apple pie. I also loved it.
I love your apple pie, Mommy.
Do you want to try making it next time, Yukino?
I can't make it. I'm clumsy.
Don't worry. As long as you have love, everything tastes good.
That's not true.
We were always laughing as a family. Kana was a pillar of the family, and we all got along great. I think we were a very happy family. However...
Mom? Mommy?
One day, Kana passed away in a traffic accident. Having lost the soul of our family, we cried until we had no more tears left. Kana... The coldness of her skin brought another tear down my face. I promise I'm gonna make our daughters happy. So watch over us from above. 2 years since then. I was working hard for my family. I didn't want my daughters to give up their dreams of going to their first choice school. Lacking the cheerfulness of Kana, the only thing I could do for my daughters was make enough money for them. My oldest daughter, Yukino, is now in her 3rd year of high school. My middle daughter, Mitsuki, is in her 1st year of junior high. And my youngest daughter, Momoka, is in her 4th year of primary school.
Welcome home, Dad. Dinner's ready.
Did you make dinner today?
Of course. My sister's too clumsy. She can't hold a knife without cutting herself. I know how to cook because you can.
Yukino had a boyish personality and once went through a rebel phase. So, she even commanded her own gang of boys at one point. Thanks to my wife, she's left that world behind. But she still has no interest in cooking or putting on makeup.
I hope too. I'm going to learn how to cook like Mitsuki. Yeah, Momoka's much less clumsy than you, sis. How are you going to get married?
I'll learn when I have to.
The 3 of them can now look after themselves, which means I can focus on work. But because of that, we no longer celebrate birthdays and Christmas like when Kana was around. One such day, I spot Yukino coming out of the bedroom I used to sleep with my wife in. You need something, Yukino?
Oh, yeah. I thought I could clean the room up a bit, but it seemed pretty clean as is. Sorry for going in without asking.
I don't mind.
I'll see you then.
Okay, take care. Yukino seemed a bit odd, but the room seemed exactly the same. So I didn't bother digging into it any further. But thinking back, it was since that day that Yukino started coming home late. Sometimes she'd come home later than me, and according to Mitsuki and Momoka, there's times when she misses dinner. Where have you been till this hour?
I was just seeing friends. And it's not even 10 yet.
Yeah, but you just made it tonight.
Fine. I'll come home earlier tomorrow.
Hey! Recently, she locks herself in her room as soon as she gets back. We haven't been talking much. But Yukino is now in her 3rd year of high school. I was worried, but also knew she was quite sensitive, so I avoided asking her about it. No, more like I was scared to ask her. In order to escape the sadness of losing Kana, I devoted myself to my work and now didn't know how to communicate well with my daughters. Truth be told, Yukino wasn't the only one I was having problems communicating with.
Let's go to our rooms, Mitsuki.
Dad, we'll wash up later. Leave the dishes in the sink.
I'll watch them today. How about we watch some TV tonight, huh? Isn't that program Momoka likes about to start?
No, thank you. Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Mitsuki and Momoka also kept staying in their rooms. There was a program Momoka and I enjoyed watching together, but recently, she keeps turning me down. Mitsuki used to chat to me a lot while washing the dishes, but she's also stopped doing that. I guess I left all the child rearing to Kana. Maybe it was only thanks to Kana that our family had such a tight bond. As the only man in the house, I started to feel lonely. One day, what is this? When I was taking out the trash, I found a bunch of bandages covered in blood. Someone's injured themselves, but why wouldn't they tell me? Is Yukino getting into trouble again? There was a time during Yukino's rebel phase when she'd keep getting into fights. She would come home covered in bruises from getting into fights with bullies. Fighting is dangerous. You should just keep your distance from those bullies.
No, I can't turn my back to people getting bullied. You beat them up good. It's good exercise.
Hey, don't encourage her.
I'm sorry, but you're not wrong, Yukino. Just don't go too hard on them.
Hey!
You worry too much, right, Yukino? That's right. I've done nothing wrong. Of course you haven't. You're our daughter, and we always have your back.
Eventually, Yukino came around, and Kana was able to calm her down a bit before she graduated. Back then, I had Kana, who had a knack for sorting things out before they got out of hand. If Yukino is getting involved in fights again, what am I supposed to do? Just as I was worrying about these kinds of things, Yukino got back one day escorted by the police. According to the policeman, Yukino was holding onto her bag in front of the station looking anxious. The policeman felt concerned and so he spoke to her. I found a peeling knife in her bag. Yukino, why would you do that? Don't worry, she's not in any trouble. It's not against the law to carry a knife so long as it's for occupational use, or if one has a valid reason. But do be careful. Depending on the circumstances, she could be arrested. I'm sorry for the trouble. Thank you very much. Your daughter's a good girl. Good night. Good girl? What's he talking about? After the police left, I made a concerted effort to ask Yukino what had happened as calmly as possible. Why did you have it on you? You don't always go around with a knife in your bag, do you?
No, just today.
You shouldn't have one at all. And also, I keep wondering, are you really just hanging out with friends? Yukino thought for a while and then looked up fiercely.
I'll tell you tomorrow when you get home from work.
Tomorrow?
Yes, just don't ask me about it anymore tonight, please.
She ended the discussion. But I detected no guilt from Yukino's eyes. When I looked into those eyes, I couldn't bring myself to press her any further. The following day, welcome back! Hey, how are you all? When I got home that day, I was greeted by the three of them for a change.
Come in, Dad.
Oh, okay. What's going on? The smiling girls dragged me into the dining room. This is Kana's. On the table were dishes I hadn't seen in a long time. They were all dishes Kana was good at. Even the apple pie was there. It's her mother's full course celebration special!
Yukino prepared all of this.
Yukino made it?
That's way too much surprise.
It's surprising, right? Yukino is amazing.
Yeah, this is amazing. When did you prepare all of this? And what are we celebrating?
Today's your wedding anniversary.
Oh, right. Back when Kana was around, we'd always celebrate it secretly, just the two of us. But ever since she passed away, I couldn't bring myself to celebrating it by myself and have been focused on work instead. I'm surprised you know our wedding anniversary.
I only recently found out. Do you remember that time you saw me in your room?
Apparently, Yukino had actually been trying to simply clean the room. There, she found Kana's notebook and found out about her anniversary.
It's a special day. We have to celebrate it, like how Mommy used to do. And so we decided to make it a surprise. Yukino insisted on making it herself, even though she sucks at cooking.
Well, you're still only in junior high, and I couldn't have you getting home late.
Getting home late? Apparently, Kana had been traveling 1 hour by train to her grandmother's place to learn how to cook Kana's dishes. This is why she kept coming home late. So, was that knife from your grandmother?
Yeah, that's the first knife Mom learned to cook with. When I told Grandma what we were up to, she gave it to me.
I see. Sorry for being so hard on you yesterday.
Sorry for worrying you.
It was a surprise.
And the blood-covered bandages were from the time Yukino cut herself from practicing how to cook. The reason she kept heading straight to her room was to avoid me seeing her injured hand.
Here you go. You got something for me, Momoka?
Momoka handed me a colorful book.
We made you a present today.
Inside the album were lots of photos of us all. Even photos of Kana. It was a handmade album. They're all such great photos.
Right? We chose them together.
It took us ages.
So that's why we're in your room all these days. I flipped through the pages. Seeing so many happy photos brought a smile to my face.
I'm so glad you're smiling.
Smiling? Hearing that made me realize I'd stopped smiling wholeheartedly ever since Kana had passed away.
I made a promise to Mom. Your father is serious, anxious, and introverted, right? So, if something happens to me, I need you to support him, okay? How am I meant to do that? The important thing is to smile a lot around him. Show him your big, sun-like smile. So, we collected a bunch of photos of us all smiling. And the reason I wanted to recreate Mom's cooking was because everyone was always smiling on those occasions.
Yukino.
We know you must feel pretty lonely without Mom, but you have us, okay?
Yeah, you don't have to do all the work alone. I can work hard too, Daddy.
You're right. You girls are right. Thank you. I hugged my 3 daughters, who are smiling just like in all the photos. It's been 10 years since then, and today Yukino is getting married. Ever since that day, my daughters would celebrate my wedding anniversary each year. Yukino continued to practice her cooking and improved every year, and eventually managed to win the way to her now husband's heart through his stomach. Apparently, her husband's favorite dish is also a big cream pie, and today was also our wedding anniversary. Yukino had chosen to get married on this day.
We're going to start celebrating 2 wedding anniversaries from this year, so we're going to make it a day to remember.
Filled with joy, I looked up to the heavens. Not a single cloud in sight. I knew you were watching us. I felt my wife's presence in the bright sunlight and said these words to myself.
My name is Tatsuo Yananishi. I'm a tried and true game otaku. As you can probably imagine, I'm not too good with people, so I work as a system programmer and usually sit in front of the PC all day. The department I work at is the System Development Department. Most of the people I work with are top system engineers, what we call SEs and programmers, or PGs. The SEs create and design the software and codes for various systems, and then the PGs, like me, adjust the codes. The hours are long and the work gets pretty frustrating at times, but all my co-workers are really supportive and considerate. But most of them are all game lovers, and I love working with them. Except for one guy, an obnoxious marketing guy, a real nuisance of a guy. I'm talking about Yuzo Kurumi, a constant source of annoyance that works in the marketing department. He's a good talker and outgoing. His marketing skills are actually quite good. But the only problem is he's always making fun of us SEs and PGs. Thinks we're a bunch of geeks. Some of these programming codes could take considerable time, but he'll demand we meet his quota, promising clients unachievable deadlines.
I'm sorry, but we'll never be able to meet this deadline. Would have to work overtime and even on weekends for this.
I don't want to hear it. I go out and get you work, for God's sake. If it wasn't for me, you guys would be sitting around playing games all day long. You guys just create the codes for the system and not complain. He was always like this, and we've heard him say this kind of nasty remarks to us countless times. I guess it's stressful doing sales, but he seems to take his frustrations out on us every chance he gets. When a client complains. You guys never seem to satisfy the client's needs. Put yourself in the customer's shoes, for God's sake. Like that, he would blame everything on us. But it was he who would promise clients all kinds of things we were unable to deliver. It was especially insulting toward me, because I'm a bit on the heavy side. It's because you're so fat that you can't do a good job. You really should lose some of the excess weight. Hey, fatso, stop blocking the hallway, would ya? It would disparage me about my weight practically every time I ran into the guy. Then one day I was being harassed by Kurumi with, "Hey, Tubby, quit walking in front of me like you own the damn place." What is it with this guy? I wish he would just leave me be. Oh yeah? So you're gonna act like that? Or is it because you're a pig and you don't understand human language? Is that it, blubber boy? Yeah. Right about then, a previous client happened to pass by.
Oh, hello, Mr. Kurumi. Thanks for all your hard work on that lost project.
Oh, very nice to see you again, sir. I hope the system is up and running.
Oh, yes, thanks to that system you put in, our business has gotten quite efficient and work is progressing smoothly.
That's wonderful. I appreciate you saying that. The guy can switch on the charm just like that. It was such a jerk 5 seconds ago, for Pete's sake.
Is the person you're with also marketing? Your staff, perhaps?
This guy? Oh no, he's just... He glanced toward me and had no choice but to introduce me out of courtesy. As soon as his client found out I was a programmer that worked on his system, he praised me for creating such an efficient system in such short notice. Since that day onward, Kurumi's harassment towards me shot up a notch. I guess he didn't like the fact that his client took a liking to me and praised me for the work I did. Then, several days later, Kurumi arrived at our department and walked right over to my desk and stood staring at me. "I'm going out with some clients right now. Stop everything you're doing and join me." "What? Excuse me? My job is programming, not marketing. That's your job to make sales. Take clients out. Well, I'm not good at that sort of stuff."
I'm sorry, but our department is short on staff as it is. If one skips out, we won't be able to meet our deadline. I would appreciate it if the marketing section would handle that portion of business. Is that asking too much?
What? Am I hearing you right? Are you giving me orders?
No, that was not my intention, sir.
Anyways, this is a request from the client himself. He wants to hear advice from the actual people creating the systems. We can't very well ignore a client's request now, can we? That's part of my job in marketing, which you guys know nothing about. Satisfying our customers' needs is an important part of the job. My boss couldn't refuse a request from a customer, so I reluctantly agreed to go. Besides, Karubi is my boss's senior, so he didn't press it any further. I really didn't want to go with him, but I had no choice in the matter. The location for the client dinner was a high-end Japanese restaurant downtown. The client was a 50-ish CEO of a major corporation. Karubi and the client started off downing several drinks, and they were pretty high as time passed.
Boy, oh boy, I'm having a great time. The food and drink are wonderful. Now only if we had some cute young girls. Now that would be the icing on the cake.
If you're really into it, sir, why don't we head over to a nightclub I know? Lots of girls there.
That's what I'm talking about, Karune. You're the man. You're coming along too, ain't you? Was that your name?
The client looked over at me, trying to figure out my name. Is this guy serious? A nightclub? No way! I'm just a gamer geek. I can't go to a place like that. Please, let's just call it a night. Why am I even here? I'm really sorry, but I'm gonna have to pass on that. Oh yeah? Are you saying I have bad taste in women or something? You think I'm some dirty old man? Alright, Yananishi, where are the girls? Take us to your favorite girly spot then. Karubi looked over at me with that obnoxious face of his, daring me on. I just sat there unable to reply. He then turned towards me, his breath stinking of booze, snickering at me. Yeah, well, I've never really been to a place like that, to be honest.
Oh yeah, so you're not interested in going with us, huh? But you really should. You're still young. You should get as much experience as possible at your age. Okay then, out of these girls in this photo, which one is your favorite? As of me, I really like the one here in the right.
The client thrust his smartphone with the photo of the girls in me face. Well, I'm not sure about this.
Man, speak up, kid. I'm gonna go take a leak, so think about it while I'm gone, would you?
With that, the client left the room and went to the bathroom. As soon as the client left, Karubi turned toward me and sneered. Don't blow this, you idiot! Don't you know the first thing about taking care of a potential client? If you can't speak, at least do something to entertain him, like dancing around or singing or something. You're totally useless, you lad ass. Then he took his glass of beer and dumped it right on me head. He then laughed his ass off. Can you believe the nerve of this guy? What the? For a second there, I wasn't sure what had just happened. First, I'm forced to go to this sales dinner with this jackass, and then they want to go to some girly bar, and then the idiot dumps a glass of cold beer on me head? It's just miserable working under this guy. Totally pathetic. When the client came back from the bathroom, he looked a little surprised, but this idiot, he's so darn drunk he grabbed his glass of beer and dumped it all over his own head. Can you believe this loser? He was laughing his ass off while saying it. That's it. I can't stand working with this guy anymore. I was seriously thinking about finding a new job somewhere. This was becoming totally unbearable. But then one day, a ray of light appeared over the horizon. One day as I was just finishing up work and about to take a much-needed break, phone rang out from me boss's desk. He answered and talked for a while, looking worried as he did so.
All right, I'll be over.
He said it was the sales manager for marketing.
I'm not sure what he wants, but he seems sort of agitated, so I'll go down there and see what he has to say.
He put on his jacket and hurriedly made his way down to the marketing department. Everyone in the system development section were a little worried. Was it some sort of problem with the system we put in? Was there a complaint from one of the customers? But me boss came back about 30 minutes later and looked extremely happy for some reason. What did the sales manager want? Was it some sort of complaint?
You're not gonna believe this. Something very interesting just happened.
Me boss was called out to a conference room used by the sales department for client meetings. When he knocked, entered the conference room, he was surprised to see who was there. What he saw were two angry-looking clients, and Mr. Kirumi and his sales manager profusely apologizing to them. Mr. Kirumi looked extremely uncomfortable. Certainly not the usual boisterous and overconfident guy we were used to.
What the hell is going on here, I wonder? Hey, I'm glad you could make it. Sit down, you need to hear this.
Me boss sat next to the sales manager, Mr. Kirumi's immediate boss. He then started to explain the situation. Well, it turns out that we were on the verge of cutting deal with a major game company to co-produce an app for his mobile system. Apparently, thinking this would get him promoted, Kirumi jumped at the chance to handle this very important collaboration. But it turns out Mr. Kirumi had zero knowledge of such online games and made a complete mess of the entire project, making decisions on stuff he knew nothing about. Eventually, the client saw through his fabrications and were absolutely furious, and demanded that a more knowledgeable person, someone who actually knows about programs and games, be brought on board, or they would pull out of the deal. That's why me boss, a game specialist himself, was called in to remedy the situation. With the inclusion of me boss to the meeting, all aspects of this collaboration went as smooth as silk. Everyone could see that considerable time had been wasted with Kirumi in charge. To make a long story short, we were brought in to take over all aspects of this deal. The first thing we did was to do research of rival game companies. We put all our game heads together and thought of various possible systems that could be applied. Our system development section creates codes and programs, but what's important is that most of the guys are total gamers. You can imagine the enthusiasm in the room with all of us gamer geeks in one room. I wasn't sure if it was because of that last incident, but it seems Mr. Kirumi is way quieter than usual these days. Even when I ran into him in the hallway, he wouldn't hassle me at all like he used to. The clients were very enthusiastic of our involvement in the game app, and we held numerous meetings afterwards. It seems Mr. Kirumi was of no use to this project, and my boss was called in instead for every meeting. I was also asked to join and give creative advice. Mr. Kirumi is the go-to marketing guy, so you should at least learn a little about how this game app works, or at least learn a little of the lingo. I can't understand why he was the top sales guy for so long. After the last meeting, I ran into Mr. Kimura outside in the hallway. Hey, get over here! I want you to explain this game app to me, and in layman's terms, so I can understand, eh? You got that? None of your mumbo-jumbo geek talk. I was taken aback by his sudden request. I'm sorry I can't help you out there. You told us that we in the system development section just shut up and create programs and codes and leave the marketing up to the big boys. I recall you saying that countless times. I bet really didn't expect such an abrupt from me. Our client was extremely satisfied by the results of our collaboration, especially the creative input by our systems development team. Word of mouth spread and other gaming companies approached us wanting to collaborate on other similar projects. By this time, Mr. Kirumi was desperate to redeem himself and volunteered to lead the marketing team. Apparently, he started by doing his own research on rival gaming companies and the type of apps that were most popular. But even after a week, he wasn't quite able to grasp the world of games or even what made it so fun to so many people like us. He just wasn't the game kind of guy. You really don't know anything about games, do you? You should be able to master that game in 3 days. Most 10-year-olds can do it in 2. Come on, man, help me out here, would you? I really screwed up on the last project. I need to make good on this or I'm finished. Come on, you guys. This kind of game is super easy for you, right? Give me some advice. What do I do to get better at this?
We can't help you out. You're the marketing team leader. Work it out yourself. You never wanted our help before.
Why don't you just admit it to the client and simply say you can't do this job? Or maybe you can do a little dance or sing a song for them. I'm sure they'll forgive you. What? You can't talk to me that way. You'll regret treating me like this. I was always timid with this guy, and for a second there, I was a bit worried by his threats, but then my worries suddenly vanished into thin air. The game we developed really took off, and our company name surged in the industry. One rumor that was going around is that our company has the technical skills to create outstanding products, but the marketing department is all talk, never delivering on their promises, especially the marketing rep. Well, practically everyone knew that person was Kirumi. His position at the economy was in dire circumstances. But that wasn't all. The accounting department found some suspicious paperwork when going through the financial records. They found that he had forged expenses such as receipts like gasoline payments and travel expense. Not only that, he charged the company for entertainment expenses, even though it had nothing to do with potential clients. It was all for personal use. He would go to various nightclubs and high-end restaurants, charging it all to the company, saying it was all for marketing purposes. Now I see why he seemed to be the top sales guy. It was all a ruse. Eventually, considerable evidence was collected regarding his fraudulent business practices and swindling company funds. He was finally fired from the company. He could have legitimately continued to use funds for only sales and gotten away with it, but he got greedy. As for us guys in the system development team, our collaboration with that game company really took off, and my boss was promoted to an executive position. I was also offered a SE position, which is way better paying than a simple programmer, but I was happy being a programmer and I wanted to continue working with the same guys. We were like the dream team. I didn't want to disrupt that synergy. That Karumi guy gone and our reputation on the rise, every day is a challenge. And besides, I love the work.
My name is Makoto Hiramoto. I'm 30 years old. I work at a company that sells sports equipment. This is my loving wife, Amane. My father introduced me to her, and we've been married for 2 years. We're still very much in the honeymoon stage. We usually spend the weekends together, but recently, we've also made a lot of friends.
You two are so cute together. I'm really envious of you. I know. We get along great, don't we, Makoto?
Her name was Saki Igarashi. Just a while ago, she and Amane became really close, and now she looks after her like a younger sister.
Don't you have a boyfriend, Saki-chan? I've already started seeing someone since last month.
Saki-chan was approached by her current boyfriend on the street, and he made a huge effort to win her over. At first, she was hesitant, but he eventually won her over, and they started dating.
He is a bit of a playboy, but he's not a bad person. He can be very nice.
Playboy. Sounds like trouble.
Why don't the four of us go on a double date next time? I've always wanted to do one.
Amane persuaded her, and we agreed to go on a double date the following weekend. Saki-chan's boyfriend, Ren Oguro, offered to drive, and so we decided to go on a road trip together. Amane and I waited eagerly for them to pick us up.
I wonder what Saki-chan's boyfriend is like. I hope you two get along.
Yeah. Hey, isn't that car going a bit too fast? Sorry to keep you waiting. I came as fast as I could. I'm Saki's boyfriend, Ren. Hi. Oh, so you're Amane-san? You're so cute. You're like a kid.
Like a kid? Ren-kun, stop it. Sorry.
Oh, this is what he looks like. And so, our double date got underway to a rocky start. He was far more of a player than I was expecting, and his driving was terrible. On top of that, he wouldn't stop bragging. I got this ride from a senpai who used to belong to a street racing gang. That guy can beat anybody in a fight. He's like my big brother, you know? Oh, right. Saki's so cute, right? I'm so in love with her.
Just focus on driving, please.
Don't worry, babe. Yeah, this is a bit worrying. After that, we pulled into a famous service area and decided we'd do some shopping. It's so crowded, huh? I think I'll bring the car around.
Oh, okay. Be careful.
Yep.
Saki-chan, are you sure about him? He's actually quite sweet, but there are times when I struggle to put up with him. Yeah, maybe you should at least talk to him about us driving. Yes.
We finished our shopping and headed back to the car when... There you are! You gotta help me!
What happened?
I accidentally bumped into a scary-looking car, and then these guys who look like Yakuza came out and I just need your help! What?
Makoto!
Don't worry, Amane. Ren-kun and I will go sort this out, so just wait for us somewhere out of sight.
Okay.
Ren-kun and I headed towards the car. So, finally, you're back. So who did it? I'm sorry, Makoto-san! I panicked and told them it wasn't me who did it! What? What are you guys bickering about? Who's gonna settle this? Hang on a second. This is an accident. Shouldn't we call the police first? Police? What are you talking about? Yeah, first we should settle who did this. Or we could just beat you up right here. Why resort to violence like that? You guys have no idea who you're dealing with, do you? Just then,
Do you guys know who you're dealing with?
who the hell is this?
As my husband said, this was an accident, correct? It's pretty simple, no?
Makoto-san, maybe you should stop her. Yeah, I'd like to, but I think it's too late. You got a lot of balls for a little girl. Maybe we should call our boss here.
Your boss? Where is the loser? Or maybe I should call my father?
What? What use is calling your father, little girl? Hey, hang on a second. This is no ordinary girl. What? This is the daughter of that crazy cop, Katsumi Shioyama. I've seen her before. I'm sure of it. Shioyama? That's the guy feared by all Yakuza in Eastern Japan! Which means this girl is the most feared creature around here lately. More feared than even the police! That's right. Her maiden name is Amane Shioyama. What?! My wife's father, Katsumi Shioyama, was one of the best martial arts practitioners and former cop. After retiring, he continued to teach Budo to his former subordinates. There's not a man who doesn't know him in this world. Back when he was still a cop, it was rumored that he drove many Yakuza to quit. I'm pretty sure the stories are true. Amane had been taught martial arts by her father from a very young age. And not just a little bit like my karate. She was skilled in karate, judo, aikido, naginata, jojutsu, everything, up to and including knife throwing. There was virtually nothing she didn't know. In the past, she had detained a colleague who had tried to drag her into a hotel and had stopped a woman trying to flirt with me with a knife. One time, she'd immobilized a punk, making a move on a woman before the police had even arrived. That woman happened to be Saki-chan, and now Saki-chan is her #1 student. We're sorry. We didn't know it was you. We're very sorry. The Yakuza backed off immediately. Thank God Amane went easy on them this time. I was relieved nobody had been injured.
Ren-kun, do you mind? If you can't wipe your own ass, I'd suggest you stop acting so tough all the time. And plus, you say you like Saki-chan, right?
Yes!
If you're driving around a girl you like, you better start driving more safely. Got it?
Yes! I'm very sorry!
My wonderful Amane-sensei. Thank you for telling him everything. Stop calling me sensei!
Amane-san! Will you please take me as your student as well? What? Saki's told me all about you. I want to become strong like you. Please!
I'm not strong.
Oh no. Our house is going to turn into a dojo again. A few days later...
Lower your center of mass, you two. Yes.
And here we go again. Saki! I never knew you were doing such tough training. I think I'm even more in love with you. Ren-kun seemed pretty serious about it and started to come to my house to train. He stopped hanging out with his previous thuggish friends and started training hard in order to protect Saki-chan. There's also something quite adorable about Ren. I really want to become a married couple, like the two of you. I'm sure you and Saki-chan would make an excellent couple. Ren worked hard and saved his money. His plan is to buy a car for Saki-chan and use it as an opportunity to propose. So he does have a cute side to him after all. I guess that's what Saki-chan likes about him. However, for some reason, Ren seems under the weather recently. It bothered me, so I decided to ask him about it when it was just the two of us. I told my senpai, who'd given me his car, that I would like to return it. And now he's telling me I have to pay for it, and is making all these threats against me. Was that the agreement? Not really. We were just hanging out because we all grew up together. It's not like we're part of a gang or anything, but he keeps insisting we are. I see. Don't worry. I'm gonna settle it peacefully by talking. That's not like you. Huh? If there's anything I can do, you let me know, okay? Makoto-san, thank you so much. If I get into trouble, I'll make sure to get in touch. If you can keep this a secret until then, that would be great. Got it. Ren continued to try and settle the matter peacefully through messaging, but he faced a lot of difficulty. Having said that, there was no use for me getting involved and possibly making things worse. I was hoping he'd manage to sort it out and happily get married with Saki-chan. One day, the four of us gathered at a restaurant for a meal, but for some reason, Ren was running late and hadn't told us why.
I'm so hungry. I wonder what's keeping Ren.
Feeling a little worried, I tried contacting Ren myself, but the reply I got was, "I've been summoned by one of the group members. You guys go ahead without me. If something happens to me, I trust you'll look after Saki for me." Summoned? That guy!
Is something wrong, Makoto?
I think Ren's gotten lost. You guys go ahead and start eating.
What? Makoto, wait!
I rushed out of the restaurant and asked Ren where he was. Wait till I get there. Don't go there alone. I'm sorry. I didn't want to involve you in this. Don't worry about it. But I promised Saki I won't get into a fight. Okay. Who the hell is that, Ren? Kiryu-san, this is... I'm like Ren's brother. We're here to talk today, right? I can be your witness. I thought I was your brother, Ren. And now you bring this weakling to me and say you want to talk? So you're a good boy now? I've come here to cut ties with you, Kiryu-san. I don't want to have anything more to do with you. Then pay up. I've told you 1,000,000 times. We never made such an agreement. We were just riding around and having fun. That's right. Ren's now working hard for the woman he loves. It's time you guys let him go. Don't tell me you're thinking of getting married. How about this? You give me the woman, I'll let you leave the gang. What? You're getting mad. So she must be a real hottie then. I'm looking forward to having my way with her. Touch Saki, and I'm coming for you. She's always believed in me. So, sounds like we'll have to take your money and your woman by force then. Do it! Yes, boss. What the hell? If you're gonna punch someone, punch me. Ren promised his girlfriend he's not gonna fight. Makoto-san. Plus, aren't you guys embarrassed ganging up on us like this? The whole point of having power is to protect the ones you love. Can't you even tell who's stronger between you guys and Ren, who doesn't want to fight because of his girlfriend? Shut the hell up! Watch out, Makoto-san! Just as I turned around. No way!
Thanks for looking after our men for us.
Amane! Saki? Why are you here? So, 2 for the price of 1. That saves us a lot of trouble. Wait! Don't touch them! Get out of the way! Don't let them get away! This is it! We're done!
Bunch of losers.
Despite my attempts to stop her, the thugs kept getting beaten up one by one, which was to be expected. A worked-up Amane could take this number of guys on easily. She was trained by that Katsumi Shioyama, after all.
This is easy. Thanks to my sensei, no doubt.
Saki! I didn't know you were that strong!
So, are you the leader of this gang, terrified one? Ren, is the man who will one day be my husband. Do me a favor and leave him alone.
Yes! And that's how the only people left in the warehouse were the 4 of us. Amane and Saki-chan were back to their normal selves, but neither I nor Ren could believe how strong the 2 of them were. But how did you know where to come?
I secretly installed a tracking device on your phone.
What the hell?
Hibiki-san told me about it. It's a way to catch you in case you cheat.
Oh, God Hand Hibiki-san! Hibiki-san was the name of a chiropractor who had healed many martial artists, including Amane's father. She was known as God Hand Hibiki. Amane's father had been to her many times.
Sorry for tapping your phone. But at least it came in handy. You looked really cool, Makoto.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm sorry, Saki. I didn't mean to get you involved in this.
It's okay. You are amazing. I love you.
I love you too. After that, the police arrived and took Kiryu and his gang away. Amane and even Saki-chan were saluted by the police. We didn't get to show up. Well, it is Shioyama-san's daughter we're talking about. There's no way a bunch of amateurs were gonna take her out.
That girl needs no backup, but her husband does. He's both weak and too honest.
I don't dislike men like that.
Well, at least we don't have to do anything. Sorry for calling you guys out all of a sudden. Let me get you a meal.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. After that, Saki-chan and Ren got married. We too were invited to the wedding.
Saki-chan, I wish you all the happiness in the world. Thank you very much.
No more trouble from you, Ren, okay? Of course not.
You know what'll happen if you bring her any trouble, right?
Yes! The two of them still visit our house to train. The two girls would often sit around having girly chats with a cup of tea in hand. Ren, it's a man's responsibility to look after his wife. Got it? Yes. Although in our case, I'm not sure we need to. We don't talk about that. In order to protect the ones you love, training is indispensable. I'm gonna protect these guys. Probably.
My name is Yuna Horichi. I recently graduated vocational college, and I'm now a newbie at Uda Printing. Mr. Uda single-handedly built this company and happens to be a bit of a celebrity in the industry.
I'm counting on you, Horiuchi. I have high hopes for you.
Yes, I promise to work hard.
First, I want you to familiarize yourself with the general flow of things. I would like you to have a look at admin, planning, overseeing the printing process, and also shipping.
Got it. Having always loved making things, I was very excited to work at this company. In the morning, I'll show you all the administrative processes. Yes, please. Feel free to ask about anything you're unsure of. Thanks. This is Komiya-san. She's a director who oversees the site and is also my supervisor. If you have time in the afternoon, get Nako-san to show you the design side of things. Nako-san is our chief designer. Nako-san, it's a pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you, too. Komiya-san was cheerful and spoke full of energy. Naoko-san was more somber and quiet. She was hardworking and didn't attract much attention, but her designs were truly inspired. All of her products were absolutely breathtaking. Currently, Naoko-san is in charge of all our designs. By herself? There used to be another person until recently, but that person left, and also many of our customers specifically asked her to do their designs. So, Horichi-san, work hard so that you can lessen the load on Naoko-san, please. I'll do my best. But the only time I had fun was during the first 2 days at the company. From the third day onwards, I was made to work overtime like everyone else. And this overtime work is incredibly exhausting. Working at a printing company turned out to be much more demanding than I had anticipated. Just lugging around the finished printed materials left my body drained. And to top it all off, the CEO's furious voice took a toll on me psychologically.
Komiya! What happened to Manwa Shoji's leaflet?
We finished printing them and we're about to send them off.
This is so last minute. You're slow.
I apologize.
Macau, what happened with the campaign poster for Waido Wedding?
I just submitted the design plans.
I can't hear you. Speak more clearly. I leave you be because you're good at what you do. But watching you makes me feel gloomy and depressed.
I'm sorry. There was always a tense atmosphere at the office. I finished today's work.
Well done. Are you okay?
Yeah, just about. May I ask, is it like this every day?
It is when we have several overlapping deadlines. There are times when we manage to go home on time.
Are you not going home yet, Nako-san? I still have work to do. In that case, let me help. I know how to use most of the software. It's okay. The customer specifically asked for me to do this, so I'll do it. But you're going to miss the last train. Worst case scenario, I'll stay here, but thank you for worrying about me. Naoko-san insisted on doing the work herself, and so we headed home without her. A month later, I'm finally being allowed to do some of the designs, but only the bare minimum.
The customer asked Naoko to do these two. Horiuchi, do this one. The customer didn't request for a specific designer on this one.
Okay. Apparently the previous designer got into a row with the CEO for helping Naoko-san with the design. That's why she's currently the only designer. Just focus on your own work, Horiuchi-san. But Naoko-san looks so overworked. I want to help out in whatever way possible. I know, I understand. Komiya-san has tried speaking to the CEO several times, but let's allow Horiuchi-san to handle tasks within her capabilities.
No need! Things are just fine as they are.
They're not. Unless we hire more people, not only will Naoko-san burn out, so we will. Komiya-san asked the CEO that we get paid for overtime work and coming in on weekends, but the CEO completely ignored her. Have you already forgotten what happened when someone else did Naoko's work? It's true that happened, but...
If a customer wants someone specifically to do it, then there's nothing we can do about it. So long as Naoko does it, it's not a problem. If Naoko doesn't want to do it, then that's another matter. But it's time you minded your own business.
But...
And what's this about overtime pay? If you guys were better at your work, you wouldn't have to work overtime. Work harder and get it done on time.
There's no way to get all of this done within regular hours.
Are you complaining about the work I've gotten for you?
No, that's not what I meant. I'm grateful for our customer's business. Working conditions remain the same. We ended up getting our time cards stamped according to regular working hours, and would then head back into the office to do customer service work. Naoko-san, you look very pale. Perhaps you should head home today. But the boss said I have to finish this by tomorrow. I'll do it. You go home. I'll also stay. But I was the one requested by the customer. Don't worry. All that's left to do is to put in the words, right? The boss won't know we did it. I studied design, so I know them well. I'm confident I can do it. We'll make it look like your work. You can count on us. In that case, is it okay? Yes, of course. Go home and rest. Thank you so much. The following day, Naoko-san handed in the design we had finished. Her boss said this is good and approved of it. Looks like we got away with it. Let's keep on using this formula. Yes! Naoko-san was finally able to work a little more normally, but it made no difference to the fact that she was responsible for almost all designs that came out of our company. I begged your CEO numerous times to allow me to do more design, but he would always refuse. If I can just improve my skills, the CEO is bound to let me do more. I went home and studied design in order to be given more work. One day, I went to the storage room to have a look at some of Naoko-san's old designs. Komiya-san had told me that they kept old designs in the back of the storage room. I used a key to open the storage room. It was rarely used. The room was dark and a little scary. There's somebody here? I heard a noise from somewhere and jumped back. A thief? I rushed back to the office and called Komiya-san. There's someone in the storage room! What? I heard a noise coming from inside. It scared the life out of me. Okay, I'll come with you. We rushed back to the storage room. It seems empty. I swear I heard something. Just then, yeah! Naoko-san? Komiya-senpai? Naoko-san was stood in front of us. For some reason, her eyes were red and her makeup was smudged. When we explained why we were here, she said she was the one who'd been here and apologized for surprising us. What happened? Were you crying? Eventually, Naoko-san told us what had happened. I just received news that a friend of mine has passed away. What? I told the boss I would like to go to attend the funeral, but he told me there was no need to attend the funeral of someone who was not even family. What? That's so mean. Naoko-san grimaced and started crying. Watching Naoko-san cry brought tears to my eyes, and I began to cry too. But Komiya-san was different. What are you talking about? Huh? Of course you can go. Don't worry about anything else. We'll find a way to handle it. Komiya-senpai. It's someone dear to you, correct? You'll regret it if you don't go. Go say your goodbyes to her. The moment Komiya-san hugged her, she started crying more intensely. After a while, Naoko-san calmed down. Thank you so much. When I get back, I'll probably thank you. No need. Just go and relax at home for a couple of days. Thank you for always working so hard for this company. You take care, okay? Yes! In reality, it should probably be the CEO saying this to her, but the moment he found out, he went absolutely crazy.
I told her to not go to the funeral!
Give it a break, boss.
What did you say?
Her friend just died. Did you ever stop to think how she's feeling right now?
What do I care? Everyone dies one day. If you're dead, you're dead. I can't believe she's abandoned her work over someone who's already dead.
I joined this company because I was impressed by what you said about wanting to become the best in the industry. Back then, you were full of life and someone I deeply admired. But now I just think you're a horrible human being.
What did you say? Is making money so important? Is that the only thing that matters to you? Aren't there more important things to being human? Be quiet. Is that the way you want to talk to your employer?
How about behaving like our employer? Someone like you who refuses to pay overtime work and weekend work has no right to speak to us like this.
Shut up! If you've got a problem, leave. We don't need you.
Yes, that's what I intend to do, as soon as you pay me for the work I've done so far. I've recorded all of your behavior towards us on voice recorders and video. I intend to report you to the Labor Standards Office. Be prepared.
Komiya-san really did sue him in the end. Apparently, she had discussed it with the other employees, and they had been planning to do so all along when the time was right. Many of the employees had recorded evidence of the boss's abusive behavior. When the Labor Standards Office found that we'd been made to work overtime, they stepped in and carried out a thorough investigation. The CEO was served a notice of corrective action. Unable to dispute the claim, the CEO begrudgingly paid us for our overtime and weekend work. We thought the CEO would change his behavior after this, but his horrible attitude towards us showed no sign of improvement. Komiya-san already left by now. Old-timers who had pinned their hopes on the boss having a change of heart were also become discouraged by his horrible attitude. They all began to leave one by one. Undeterred, the CEO just said we had to hire more people and that was not a problem. But all that changed when Nako-san handed in her resignation.
I'm resigning.
You know that if you quit, this place would go out of business.
True as that may be, it has nothing to do with me.
Don't forget who hired you in the first place.
I believe the work I did here more than compensates for the decision to hire me.
Q.
When I attended the funeral, my friend's mother told me that I worked too hard and that I should look after my health more, which is why I've decided I'm going to look after my health better from now on.
Why listen to such nonsense from a mere kid?
I don't want to work anymore for someone who would insult my friend like that.
Everyone, including the boss, fell silent.
Thank you for everything. I shall pass on my responsibility to my successor.
And I'm also quitting, so you'll need someone else to replace me too.
You too? No one's gonna hire someone like you.
That's not true. Komiya Shacho has hired her.
Komiya Sachao?
That's right. Komiya-san has started her own design company. Hayashi-san, Tanaka-san are already working there.
What the hell?
After that, most employees left and Uda Printing closed its doors. When I went past the building a couple of months later, it had become a rental space. Nako-san and I are now happily working under Komiya-san. Nako-san, can you check this for me, please?
Yes, I think it's good. Send this to the client and see what they say.
Yes, thank you very much.
Horichi-san, you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you. I need to work hard to go find us more work.
Yes, please, but no more working overtime every day like our previous company.
Look at you, Nako-san, making demands.
Nako-san is more relaxed at work now and smiles more often. She often takes part in office conversations and even comes out for drinks after work. I must make sure not all the work ends up going towards her like last time. Komiya-san, Nako-san, I look forward to working with you.